It's July. We have a Democrat convention, a GOP convention coming up, and we have an election to decide the President of the United States of America. And the reason I'm trying to drive this point home is whether you're a huge Trump fan, kind of meh on Trump, whether you hate his guts, we do have to acknowledge we have a man running for president as the Democratic nominee who can't handle the job. It's not that I disagree with Joe Biden, although I very much do. We're going to go over that here in a minute. Remember this. He mentally cannot hold up to the job. President of the United States of America is possibly the most stressful job in the country. Have you ever seen one of those before and after pictures of Bush before, Bush after, Barack Obama before, Barack Obama after? They look like they just spent 8 years chain smoking Lucky Strikes, one after the other. The job is so brutally mentally stressful, it ages you in dog years. Joe Biden looks like death now during a lockdown process where he spends 19 hours a day in his basement eating Werther's Originals and screwing up TV interviews. How is that person going to step into the Oval Office and make life-changing decisions that not only affect the lives of 330 million Americans, affect the lives of how many people live on the earth, Mitchell? Billions? It's a couple billion or something. I think it's 5 or 6, whatever. Most of them are in China. But you know what I mean. Make decisions that affect the lives of billions of people. Joe Biden can't hold a thought in his head. And let's not forget, this is a dangerous time to be an old, weak, feeble Democrat stepping into the highest office. Why is it a dangerous time? Because the powers that be in the Democrat Party, the loud Marxists that are running the show now in the Democrat Party, they will not be shut up. They will not be ignored. And so Joe Biden, whatever Joe Biden believes, if Joe Biden even believes anything at this point, once you've been in Washington for 9,000 years like Joe Biden is, you don't have any real beliefs. But whatever Joe Biden believes, doesn't matter. He's too old, weak, and feeble to stand up against the monsters in his party. Look at this person praising Joe Biden. Yikes.
And these folks, needless to say, people who represented the progressive movement had a different perspective on things than did Biden's people. But there was serious discussion and I think a real honest effort to come up with a compromise. And I think the compromise that they came up with, if implemented, will make Biden the most progressive president since FDR. It did not have, needless to say, everything that I wanted, didn't have everything that Biden wanted.
The most progressive since FDR? The guy virtually responsible for all the big government we see today? That FDR? Look, Democrat, Republican, no matter what you think, we can't afford another FDR at this point in time. This government can't. Have you seen the debt? We can't do this. And at a time when it's this dire, when it's this serious, we have Republicans like Susan Collins. She's not really sure which way she's going to go. Quote, "I do not campaign against my colleagues in the Senate. My inclination is just to stay out of the presidential race and focus on my own race." Well, with the Republican Party unified like that, how can we fail? Donald Trump Jr. appears to have a very good idea of what's going to happen next.
And the radical left entirely controls Joe Biden and the party. And let's not kid ourselves. I think you've pointed it out more than clearly. No one believes that Joe Biden's going to ever actually be the guy in charge if he pulls this thing off, does he?
He's right. And isn't that even scarier? I'd rather go with the devil I know. Don't give me this team of advisors behind you who's whispering God only knows what in your ear. I think I'd rather have Bernie Sanders than Joe Biden. At least I know what I'm getting, even though there's like some spit on the microphone and whatnot. Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.